tight packs here. Only a couple pings coming off, and it looks like a 1 red elixir here. This is the 350 gold red elixir here. Start for Vile Rose on the Kale.
Vile Rose taking a big chunk of change out of the pocket. We're going to see the entire team here. Zuna kind of putting himself on the outside. They could get rear. Oh, wow. I thought they were going to put themselves away from the turret. It was going to be goal side there for Vulcun for a second, but they did not choose to push themselves in. They're just knowing that they're going to be able to ward with safety.
Very, very safe. They're coming. So the Jarvan, the flag, the vision on it was actually reduced a little bit. It's not very big of a deal, but it is worth mentioning. The vision radius that it gives got taken down a little bit in that last patch. And I just want to go over again. Okay, my recurve bow point that I really was so happy to deliver on Tristana, it's 3. If she's maxed it out, then it's worth 3 recurve bows.
And there it is, Velocity, or rather Vulcun, putting down some wards on the top side of the map. They do the Golem ward once again, using the Explorer for that, and the forward ward being a regular. NK Inc. and team just kind of waltzing about. They have power in numbers, but they're not really worried about too much.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. The last few games we've seen everyone invading red sides. These are all wards going down on the opponent's red side jungle. So if people are researching after this week or after this day even of LCS, North American LCS, then they're going to start seeing, oh, you know what? Everybody's invading red side, and they might have some different strategies coming out even tomorrow.
And this choice may be made off the fact that they do not see anybody doing golems in the top lane off of the Explorer ward. It was mid for Zuna, not going mid, but they were mid until they saw that. Now they're heading top lane.
There's the pings coming out from top lane. Kennen going to be not starting with a Doran's Blade because Chris was thinking this is probably going to be the 2 versus 1, even though the blue side here, the AD and support, didn't start bottom for that double golem advantage. Bloodwater and Zuna, they really wanted this.
Kennen's not too bad in a 2v1, but Thresh makes any 2v1 just treacherous and annoying.
Yeah, anytime you do have one of those pulls, right, it just makes it even more dangerous. You have to watch out for that.
So Rumble now in mid lane. Gonna get a lot of roam out of that possibly if he can push Kale back. Kale not really one to get, you know, waved back to her turret, so we'll have to see how Vile and both Psycho Sid play that out. He's usually been on Kennen, so we'll see how he takes this role.
Yeah, this is interesting that we have, yet again, the sort of top laner, you know, for Vulcun. It's actually going to be playing mid lane.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know, just like last game. And he's using Rumble, which is Vile Rose's, you know, previous go-to champion for the mid lane.
He's like, here, taste my sword, getting out. To double buff onto ManCloud. This is good pressure onto the bottom lane. This may mean a fast turret for them. We'll have to see if they put the pressure right onto it as that minion wave gets crushed in, and it looks like they are going to focus it down. NK Inc. just trying to proxy this so it doesn't get to the turret, and it looks like Xmithy's going to have to come to help.
This is so harsh for Mandatory Cloud, keeping him out of experience range. He's only at half a bar of level 1, and now we have Smithy joining, but he's wasting his time. They're so far past the turret right now, it doesn't even matter, and Velocity are just bullying them off this bottom.
And this is safety. Seeing Xmithy, they have called to the lanes. Do whatever you want, play however you want, but do it safe. We have the jungler down here, and we're pressuring it completely.
This was just perfect timing by Velocity. They didn't even let Vulcun get back to the turret in time.
ManCloud still level 1. Threes roaming around him right now. Gonna have to get him a baby chair in a second.
This Kha'Zix is going to be a real problem for them early. He's so low that Vulcun are going to have to make up for this somewhere else.
Ooh, there they are in the top lane. They are pressuring so hard, but where can Mandatory Cloud go? It's not like, all right, this one's down. It's completely a farm lane now. Let's swap. Chris will take advantage of that. And look how good Kennen doing the 2v1. Chris playing it very well.
Yeah, it's very dangerous to freeze a lane at any point in the game. We saw CLG pay for it. Double Lift was there about. That was a poor decision by him when they froze the lane in their game yesterday and lost the mid turret for it. You lose so much map pressure when you freeze.
That is a lot of damage, but very low levels. They can't get in for too much. They have the crowd control to make that gank count, but good positioning by Vile Rose there to keep himself safe.
Yeah, he's going to be all right in that mid lane and hold onto his flash, too.
Yep.
Not panicking right there. You know, it's just slows.
Yeah, the red still, too. He even held that.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
Passing through. Almost got one of his Qs off. He can do that in the Lightning Rush form, but he decides to stay back. We're going to get a safe board here from Evaniscus in the river, and it looks like they're now going to try to answer the tower pressure they just put on that turret, but Mandatory Cloud's going to get himself back in that free lane now.
Yeah, so what that means, though, is that 3 members of Velocity were able to push in that top lane here, and their pressure has just changed. It's gone from bottom up to top now.
Bit of action in middle. As you see the push coming in from NK Inc. He is trying to set up these lanes for his teams to get back to, reset them as well. The ward in the mid lane allowing Psycho Sid, like we saw last time, Reginald placing it there for the roam of that champion. So they're safe on that. We're going to get Chris to back. We'll see where he goes on this one, because Vile has gone down to the bottom, so it looks like he may go mid.
Yeah, Vile, he's got a really, really big upper hand in this matchup. Level 5 versus a level 4 man Cloud who got starved.
That turret's gone too, so he has really nowhere to run. He throws down as much damage as he can, hoping somebody will be in range. Nothing.
So we had some free farm from Mandatory Cloud finally after the turret had gone down, but he hadn't gone to buy after that. So he was still still basically starting items now. Evan Niska's gonna flash out.
Oh, the jump in! The rocket jump, does he have enough to finalize? Goes to Xmithy in the jungle instead of Zuna.
That's a little bit rough for them, but money on anyone is good.
Yeah.
You know, Nasus, it's always say he doesn't need a lot of money to become a real big factor in the game, whereas Tristana definitely does. But they're happy to get the kill regardless of that. And Maple Street.
Oh my gosh, Mabel getting quite far out here. He gets around, oh, he flashes it, but he flashes straight away from the hook. Side to side is the best choice, but he goes down, and it's going to be the turret.
Yeah, unfortunate right there. Bloodwater already had the hook going, and Maple Street catches the end of it. Another kill for Vulcun, plus the turret, means that they are now ahead in gold.
Huh, NK Inc, watch out. There's the 2v1 here. Yeah, he's like, wait, Zuna didn't jump right away. That's not right. I probably shouldn't do this.
Yeah, Zuna's over there. What are the casters are screaming for no reason? I'm the one that's screaming, guys. I'll let you know if something's going to happen. Zuna's sitting there calm for once while we're screaming our heads off.
We got the Fiendish Codex coming out for Vile, looking for some quick ability power for himself, along with that cooldown. He just wants to get more Qs out, chase down people, and get the kills. And it looks like it's going to be up for Mandatory Cloud. He's like, I'm far back here. I shouldn't have to ward. And it looks like it might get scary for him.
Yeah, it would definitely be scary in the bottom side of this map here for Vulcun, because the wards, you can see them start to encroach here, and since they took control of that side early, again 3 people up top for Velocity. They do not want to let up this early game pressure that they've got rolling.
Vile's the only level 7 in the game. Maple Street is somehow still 4, probably because they had that 3-lane push for so long. He kind of got less experience. But ManCloud's made it up to 6. He's back in the game, even with his death. Not as many items as he probably should have, or CS, but he's leveled himself right back into it.
Yeah, and it really came at a price, though, and the price is probably going to be this top turret here as they look to go.
I don't think they have the damage to get the turret down. NK Inc.'s trying to focus. They're kind of split here on it. Maple Street just sitting in the equalizer, and then Psycho Sid trying to get the kills back. Overheats a little bit, but he gets himself in range, gets that auto attack down. It looks like they may be able to finish this off. The double bubble coming in, and here comes Chris. Slicing Maelstrom goes down. The lock up onto Xmithy. He finalizes that before the Nass assault. After the Nass assault, I should say. They're going to look for Psycho Sid. He gets it before NK Inc. and the double kill. Very helpful for Chris on Kennen.
Yeah, almost able to finish off another to make that one go even, but not quite. Chris comes up to save the day. Maple Street actually lagging behind in this game. We have to say, you know, he's been called out as carrying the team in past games, but it's going to be a bit rougher for this one. Back-to-back deaths means he's missing so much time that he could be CSing.
The Mandatory Cloud is just really getting the short end of the stick here. His turret has maybe 100 health on it, and he just got that lane. It's like, thanks, guys. Thank you so much. Vile Rose knows he has his ultimate. If anything even goes that wrong, bam, puts it on, takes down the turret.
That was that's flashy points right there. Just in case anyone hopped out of the shadows at him.
Yep.
He's able to get that turret down, and that means all 3 outer turrets here down for Vulcun. The perimeter has been breached, and the dragon control now for Velocity as well, as they're really going to have command of this early map.
So the Sightstone choice picked up for Bloodwater as they want to control this map, really stop whatever is happening or engage something to be happening. The Philo coming out for Evaniscus as he's going to go for the consumables consistently there.
Evaniscus, he's got a lot of consumables, whereas we have he's also got gold per 10 that we have to mention, and there's no gold per 10 per se on Bloodwater, but everyone says, you know, the Sightstone actually,
It's kind of like
if those wards were gold, you know, that would be the most effective gold per 10. So as long as he's making use of all those wards, he's kind of also on the same page
making
there.
use of it and making it happen. Pink ward's going down to the Dragon. They also have back cover with the ward just placed. Looks like they won't get too much. They're going to trade a tower for this one in mid if the damage is there from Vulcun.
Well, it is a full tower, so they've got a bit of time to get there, and we'll have to see. Do they want to flank this one? Because there's no Kazakhs here. If they actually were able to catch someone, then it would be a 4-on-5. Vulcun are very aware of this, though. Doing a good job backing off.
16:45 Dragon. We'll have to see about that time what movement is really coming in. Velocity Esports seems to be dictating a lot of what's going on. It's easy to do when you have taken down the first 3 outer turrets of the game. You can see reactionary measures coming in from Mandatory Cloud as he is just trying to get back in and push lanes for his team.
Yeah, and they've been giving him all the free lanes that they can find. They're like, wow, we really need Mandatory Cloud to get back in this game. The early zone from him was actually pretty harsh, but they've fed whatever open space they have to him, and he's right back up there. Look at that CS. He's almost back in the game. Plenty of levels too. The experience levels are fine.
It's almost like the double buff steal on Meteos. It was amazing in the beginning, but you kind of didn't work on it. You didn't keep knocking on that and break down that post. So he's just able to get back in, strengthen up. 12 minutes in now. They're going to be up 3,000 gold.
Yeah, and we talk about all the time where Rumble's a champion that doesn't need a lot of money to be effective during that mid game because his kit is just the base levels are so strong. Kazakhs is kind of the opposite. He needs that farm, and so they're doing a good job. Him and Tristana are the 2 people that Vulcun just want to funnel all their money into, and then they're just going to have the damage potential that they're actually looking for with this comp.
Good damage on the turret. Looks like they're going to be able to do quite a bit here. Blood going for the flash hook. They get onto Kennen. Can it be the lockdown? No, slicing Maelstrom for this fight, and it's a shutdown coming in for ManCloud. He gets a double kill here. This is what letting a Kazakh's farm will do. Can he get the triple? The red buff is on. The wither will be there. The kill will be there as well. A triple coming in for ManCloud. Maybe they'll hold this one for a 4th, but they're going to let it walk away as they celebrate on that one.
The plays from Bloodwater. This is why everybody was taking away or banning away the Thresh from Vulcun. Turns it around right there. He got the hook, so it didn't matter that he missed the backwards play because he's put down the box and they were able to finish off that Kennen before anything went down. So easy kills and answer back right there. This is exactly what Vulcun needed. They're getting right back in there as far as gold concerned. And if you're in the game, they would actually consider themselves ahead because they can only see the kill, the scoreboard here.
So Chris, with that needlessly large rod by, would have done quite a bit of damage, but the Seeker's Arm Guard may have kept him alive longer in that. That Kennen being out of the fight is huge. You only have the Jarvan initiation, and like you said in the beginning, Kobe, you have a Kazakhs, you have a Tristana, they can both hop out, and even if somebody lanterns, you can get another one out. So a good disengage coming in here when they don't have Chris.
The only thing right now for Vulcun is that option for the flash hook is not going to be available now.
Yeah, that's true. It's a big window to work with.
So they don't really have, that's like their only hard engage. They don't really have any more hard engages. They do have plenty of slows though. So a tower dive would actually be not beneficial for Velocity right now. They have to be very careful because a Rumble Ultimate and a Nasus Wither on people it's going to be hard to get out of that dive once they commit.
Slowly walk it in. Don't mind what we're doing, anyone. Smithy as he tries. Going up, throws down the Wither. There it is, guys. We're just walking in. But that's going to be it. Let's see. It is the ultimate coming up for Evaniscus. So you can see them being very cautious until that huge disengage for them comes up. And now that it is, they kind of start to settle it up.
Yeah, I don't know if they actually even want to fight until Chris finishes that Zhonya's.
Right.
Zhonya's is going to be really the key item that Velocity are looking for to win that next team fight. Once he gets that, the entire landscape is going to change for the 5-on-5s.
He's got the Seeker's Arm Guard plus completion to fully go through. 15 minutes in though, it's still good. You got another 3 minutes to really get that core average item in, depending on what you're grabbing. Ninja Tabi on to NK Inc. as he has been throwing himself in the fight over and over. And then Nashor's 2's coming out on Kale, something we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah, the reason this game's so slow right now is because they're waiting on the item thresholds. It's really become just common knowledge for all the teams. Like you have to fight as soon as you hit that break point. If they go in before, then it could be disastrous here as Mandatory Cloud hops in for some nice isolation damage.
A few hits, doesn't get the ulti off just yet. He actually holds it down, throws on the ult there. Won't be in range for the next jump. No cooldown.
No real wards up in the top lane area for Cloud to really continue that chase either. So it would be a bit dangerous, and he doesn't want to press his luck. He got the ultimate off of Kennen, so that's a big enough win for them, and they know that they've freed up one threat from Velocity's down, so Zuna's free to push this bottom.
And we've been talking that Vulcun really wants to play this for the late game. That's what they're doing, like you said, playing safe, getting kills when they can. Mandatory Cloud knew he didn't have to go after that. Their kills will come soon. They're already up 3 kills at this point. Dragon coming up in just about a minute.
Yeah, you wouldn't even know that, you know, Mandatory Cloud got zoned out for the beginning. You know, he's already got Brutalizer and the Man Immune, not Muramana yet, already. So that's plenty of damage right there, and he's feeling just fine at this point. We might be overplaying that early game even, because, you know, it is a 1 versus 2, and of course he was going to start off bad. The death also hurt him, but everything's peachy now.
We'll see what they can produce off of this. Looks like they're all going to hover towards bottom lane. Vile Rose just hanging around in mid to make sure there's no pressure that is unwarranted right now. He does have a ward on him though, so he's got to kind of be careful. Even that minion wave there. Chris right behind him. And it looks like they're going to start actually stacking the lanes now to get this pressure on. But Mandatory Cloud still just chilling up.
So 10 seconds. We've got the Dragon coming up. And again, Kazakh's top. He's not going to be there for this one. Velocity are actually not sending 5 people towards the Dragon. We're going to have Kale roam up top. He does not run into Kazakhs. Oh, they do in the jungle. Here we go.
There it goes. They're going to find each other. Vile Rose just wants to red. He's trying to get it. Gets the last Q back, and he is maybe able to escape this. Mandatory Cloud waiting on those spikes. He turns around. Vile Rose throws on the ult instantly. Mandatory Cloud reads it. Goes back in. Forces the flash. Misses the spikes. He would have gone in.
And Vile Rose is not out of it yet. They've got him surrounded.
Oh, he is going to be walking on some pineapples on that. He's only got a little bit of health left. Where's the speed? There's the heal. The harpoon just misses the backside. He does have red buff, but he's got to get the attack applied to make it count. The flash flame spitter. So they did blow a few flashes for that.
They blew a couple flashes, plus the Dragon went down to Velocity. So he sort of traded his life plus the red buff there for a Dragon. Not too shabby, but they delayed the full 5-on-5 team fight while Chris doesn't have his Zanya. So I definitely take that if I was Velocity. Not too bad. Could have been played a little bit better there, but it was not the end of the world.
And we've kind of been saying it here. It is really a piece-together game for these guys. Look at the inventories. It's full of recipes, as Maple Street finishes his Bloodthirster, thanks. But just all over the place, you know, ability tomes. We got a few armorers here. The Needlessly Raj, the Rod, and then health or Giant's Belts finally coming in. So we're going to see longer fights for these teams, and I think that's going to start benefiting Vulcun.
Vulcun definitely looking, they're happy to stretch it out. Kazakhs and Tristana late game are beastly, and Nasus just gets to be extremely tanky. He gets so much free HP from his ultimate. Right now he's level 10. Next level, he's going to get the 2nd level of his Fury of the Sands, and he'll be able to stick in the middle for a long duration while we have Zuna with his Infinity Edge Tristana poking from the outside.
He has got that built up, so Infinity Edge the Bloodthirster now. Neither of them really going for the attack speed on their build yet, since they just got that core item. Trist with 4 on the queue, so we can see that Zuna has been ramping that up as he was getting closer to his Infinity Edge.
Yeah, everybody just chilling. Both sides waiting for different points in the game.
Kind of like a stalemate right now.
Not comfortable until they finish the item that they're going for. It's pretty interesting because both feel like once they stall out a little bit to get that extra piece of gold for the item they want, they're going to have the upper hand. Vulcun counting on that Tristana, and Velocity counting on that Kennen.
Is it going to be that big, though? 460 gold in for Chris. He is in the top lane again. You can see just how safe Velocity is playing. Like you were saying, once they get the item, they'll go in. But right now, he is hoping that item makes a very big impact. Only 500 for him as he's fully pushed the top lane, so he's still got time to wait on the Zanyas. No, he did get it. All right.
Yeah, not only are we grouping up here, but we do have the completion. So that's the signal for Velocity. They're now going to look to start this off with that Nami wave. That's going to be the signal that everybody's waiting for. Tidal wave to come through, and then we go. It's a surfing ninja. Have you seen that movie, Surf Ninjas? We're going to get Kennen coming through on the tidal wave.
I'm going to have to watch that tonight then.
It's really only good if you're in the age group of 7 to maybe 7 to 10. I definitely recommend it.
There
There's
it
the
is,
tidal
right
wave.
in the wave. They go in. There's Chris with the ultimate on right away. Throws down, and he gets the Zanyas just after doing it in style. NK Inc. kind of caught in his own ultimate. He's going to find his way out, and they pinch Chris on the backside. They do not like Yordles that much. Triss feels bad about it.
Maple Street with 31 HP. Just chilling in the back lines there. He was fine. He actually just stuck around. So they're actually coming to trade 1 versus 1, or 1 for 2? 1 for 2 now.
Little
Man,
too soon, it's
time,
got it
Maple Street.
again. Oh, everything hit the wraiths that were just in the bush. That was perfect. He gets it though. They are yelling this out. You can hear Zuna in the background. They are going to go for Baron, and it looks like they're going to be able to pick this up quite quick. Vile, what do you have in store? Your flash is down. Your ult is down. You are a risky man.
NK Inc. has his smite and his flash. He can pull in and flash out if he's going to put the damage onto this Baron. It looks like they're going to go for the steal here. We also have
They're taking a lot of damage right now.
a lot of damage. They're all getting very low, and Vile
Oh my
Rose
God.
is watching this.
He is taking photos. Here comes Psycho Sid. He's like, step aside, please. I will do this for you guys. Don't worry. Overheats himself right away, though, so he can't give assistance to the team. Everybody's just trying to peel and split. They decide, okay, we need to go on him. But that may stop Baron. It's giving the team long enough to get back. Here comes Chris from the right side. Can he get in? He's got 2 shocks down into Smithy. Not enough for the 3rd proc. He is going to keep the Baron health up.
He's keeping that one low. It looks like they want to go for it, but they decide to turn around. Psycho Sid knows what they're doing.
They're trying to get it. Can he get a poke on it? NK Inc. just wants a few hits. There's a few more. The equalizer right into Baron. It's going to be grabbed up by NK Inc. and they get out, only losing onto Chris here. Vile has gone down previously. They did lose Evanescus actually, but the Baron gold is going to be huge for them. The game pretty much even.
NK Inc. wins the Smite Wars right there. Smithy tried to flash in, and he did pop his Smite, but we had the Jarvan there picking that one up. Great move by NK Inc. They actually did a good job keeping the Baron aggroed so that he didn't regen all the way back up, and they were able to pick that for velocity.
That was like a slow-mo Baron the entire time, just watching them take so much damage. And I was like, what is Vile Rose doing? They're going to take that in seconds, but they don't really have the Triss damage yet. It's not late game. She's only level 12. She may have that 3 recurve throws of attack speed, but it's not creating as much as she needs it to, and it's not the output of damage you get in that late game Triss yet.
Such dangerous play. Baron play around 20 minutes is almost always going to be very dangerous play, and Dyrus calls it the noob magnet. That's exactly what can happen there. Vulcun started it up, but all they really did was soften it up for velocity.
Vile now pushing the bottom. We know how the map gets when it's pretty objective free. Dragon's going to be the one that's up, and you can see Eyes deadly on that objective right now for velocity. They're going to grab one and the other unless Bloodwater gets a very nice hook in here. The Oracles has been popped by Bloodwater. Looks like they're trying to get clean vision of what's going on maybe after the fight to get themselves in. But no, they just want to get Dragon position after it's gone.
So they got the global gold from Dragon. They took the second creep objective on the map, but their middle turret already has a creep wave at it, and they're just going to push this one down. We might go into a base race.
They are going to try to go hard. Second tier turret to second tier. That bottom turret taking quite a bit of damage. It is not going to fall as fast. They are in the inhibitor turret now. The second turret has just fallen for velocity, and Vulcun is going very hard with their own tanks, base tanking these turrets. It's going to be NK Inc. trying to take the turret for his team. The inhibitor turret falls as velocities rather starts to take damage, or inhibitor starts to take damage, I should say. It's going to be 23 minutes into this one, and yes, Kobe, they are going to go hardcore for this one. It seems like both teams are trying to get it back after the inhibitor, though. Will velocity.
They're dead even right now. Both of them get inhibitors, and both of them are pulling out.
Smithy's staying with Zuna. They're going to be able to knock this down. Will they be able to stop him in the base? A few are backing Chris and NK just on the outside. There's nothing there. Maple Street forced to burn. They get an or Nexus turret, rather, and they take him down. A very big play coming in for Vulcun.
So, Mandatory Cloud, definitely the hero of this game. He goes back with the quick home guard boots by and hop onto Maple Street. Maple Street was trying to pull the same move Zuna was pulling, taking out another turret, staying there by himself, but he pays for it with his life. Mandatory Cloud with a surprise attack.
Smithy coming in from the side. NK Inc. looking to just stop up these waves, but there is no pressure that Velocity isn't feeling right now. Every time they're in a wave, it's not free farm. They gave that to Mandatory Cloud earlier, and it seems to be backfiring now. Vile going in on a Cloud. That's not much HP. The ultimate for him is up. He is going to throw it on, and he may not be in range. He's got the heal, which will put him there. Oh, my gosh. He goes down along with Mandatory Cloud.
Nothing is free in the League of Legends. You're going to have to pay for that one with your life. He does get the kill onto Kazakhs there, which is a decent trade, though, because it's such on fire right now.
Oh, Chris puts himself in the fight. That Zonia's to be locked up. He almost throws it down. No, he doesn't put it off. He never used it. NK Inc. thrown up in his ultimate, locks or pushes that down. Bloodwater just on the outside. Gonna have the flag toss soon. Coming in from NK Inc. NK Inc. gets there, but the flay is back. It's gonna be a few more attacks. Another kill coming in for NK Inc. He's gonna be happy with this one on one final Q. And it looks like they will be able to chase Psycho Sid out of this. They're going to back. There's so much pressure from both teams, but they're not able to do anything after it.
Yeah, that's huge oracles down there for Vulcun, though. That means that Evaniscus now has the upper hand, and he's actually got a lot of work to do with that thing, because there's just wards from Vulcun peppering the inside of their jungle, and after that base race, both bases missing an inhibitor each.
And really saying, you know, from the beginning, we were kind of towards the Vulcun side for once this late game gets there. The HP coming into Rumble, the HP coming in for Xmithy, you start to lose the damage you would get out of Kennen towards that late game if he's not as farmed. And we've seen that Chris has had a hard time in that top lane, only finishing his Zhonya's right now.
Yeah, there's so many more factors we have to worry about now too. It's not just, you know, team fight damage, it's turret damage, and we see this Lich Bane picked up by Kale.
Yeah.
So if they do go in another base race situation, this Kale is going to demolish buildings right now.
Very smart buy by Vile Rose. They realize what extents this game can get to right now. So Bloodwater, that Oracle's on him.
Got another one right there.
Another one.
A very expensive
Drop of
investment
gold
for him.
Yep.
But this means, you know, Velocity are confident to keep on pushing down this way. We have to remember all the home guard buys. If we do get into another situation where there's a base race, this new home guard, I love the home guard, the new strategies that it brings into all these base races. You have to worry about those quick recalls, because there are 3 of them up in the game right now, and that's going to mean that it's even that much more dangerous to try and go for back doors.
You have to make sure you are positioned correctly. We saw Velocity able to stop a few from going back, as
4 of them now.
Vulcun rather was able to stop that. Death sentence just missing on the edge. 27 minutes in. We are 16-7 here on our 5th matchup. 39,700 to 39,400 gold. And really, the carry going to ManCloud this fight.
Here goes the
Rumble.
Rumble.
The equalizer down. They throw down the Nami. Oh, so that's 1-for-1 on ults, but it's going to be a big chase. That has a Rylas on the backside. Velocity was not able to get out as far as they wanted. And look, the Kennen ult not doing that much damage. Xmithy walks right through it. Chris could go down. Vile's going to fall after. The double kill coming in for Sid. Mandatory Cloud looks to make a kill for his team, but it's going to be Zunas on Tristana to Draven. They almost get that kill on the spikes, but they're going to be chasing down the double kill for Zuna in mid, and only NK Inc. makes it out alive in an ace.
Late game.
Or in a 5-all alive, I should say.
Yeah, that was a spectacular play there from Vulcun. We had Mandatory Cloud at the back line, chunked down Nami so she wasn't able to get back into it, and it forced Maple Street to defend the back line. It looks like they're going to go for the win right now.
These are low timers. They're going to be able to throw some tomatoes at the stage, but it was a great performance, and it looks like Vulcun is going to be able to get themselves a win on the Nexus. NK Inc. is like, follow me, I have candy out of the base. But they take the Nexus.